Welcome to the Tokusatsu Corner with your hosts Nathan Graves 989 and Nightshade 04. Now grab your Mo-Pirates and your O's driver, cause it's time for the Tokusatsu Corner!
Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of the Tokusatsu Corner, your weekly dose of Tokusatsu. My name is Nathan Graves 989, one of your hosts, and with me is...
Nightshade 04, but Nightshade's just fine.
And again, welcome to the Tokusatsu Corner. Now, the reason me and my colleague decided to do this little podcast because we love Tokusatsu, and we wanted to talk about Tokusatsu-related items, mainly Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, since those are the main two series out in Japan right now.
Sure enough.
And we may dabble into other Toku series like Ultraman and maybe Metal Hero series, but we're also gonna look at their American adaptations like Power Rangers being the most popular. And we hope that you all will listen to us every week. We don't have a set day on when these are going to be released, so...
But we know it's going to be every week as far as right now.
As far as we know, it's going to be every week. We'll have updates on Toku News, on the episodes of Kamen Rider OOO and Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger, and just random fun stuff for y'all to listen to. And to start off the Tokusatsu Corner, first episode, I'm already screwing up the name, it's Toku News.
So should I take the reins in the first part of the news, which is the brand new Kamen Rider?
Go ahead.
Alright, so recently, or not so recently, we have seen footage of the new Kamen Rider called Kamen Rider Foes, an astronaut Kamen Rider. I'm saying this because it looks really retarded. If we could have a picture pop up about there, and that's what it looks like. Now, I wouldn't normally have a problem with this, because the reason they're doing this is because this is one of their anniversaries for space travel, if I'm saying that right. Is that correct?
50th anniversary of Japanese space travel.
Now, normally, I would think, oh, this should be cool, like an astronaut or a space Kamen Rider, or something put in after a shuttle. But instead we get this, and I'm not gonna lie, the belt looks pretty big. It looks bigger than any normal belt that we've seen so far. I mean, the blade buckle was kind of bulky, but it wasn't like a friggin' shuttle. It's really hard to describe this thing, because even though I've only seen a few clips of this, it looks really retarded. The belt itself looks like a toy, like they barely put any effort into it, but that's just me being picky on the new Kamen Rider. O's had an awesome driver. It basically ran off of money. I know they call it metals, but I'm calling it money because that's what it looks like. Kabuto ran off of the Zector system, which had several other, Zabi, Kabuto, Drake's, a sword, the Hoppers, and then we had the movie riders, which were really cool. Let's see, we also had...
Can't forget the double driver.
Oh no, we cannot forget about the double driver. It was the coolest thing. It ran off of memories. It ran off of essentially things you plug into your computer that have data on them, or that have gigs of porn normally. And then we had the Kiva belt, which was the first living belt, actually. It just kind of moved on its own. It was kind of small, didn't do anything. But this thing, it's like a friggin' bulldozer. But, I mean, in terms of new Kamen Rider stuff, or new Kamen Rider series, I'm not too excited about it.
Yeah, neither am I. I'm not really excited about it either. I find it cool that they decided to go like a space with a space motif, especially considering it's the 50th anniversary of space travel. And this is also going to be their 40th anniversary rider, since Kamen Rider has been going on since 1971.
Congratulations to them. This is quite an accomplishment.
I believe Kamen Rider is the longest airing television show to date. Don't quote me on that.
Probably in Japan. We can't say that for every single one.
Yeah.
We only got Kamen Rider Black RX, and that was a terrible adaptation of that. We got that back in the 90s, and Black RX was probably made in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oof. And then we got Dragon Knight, which wasn't terrible. I mean, there was a 2003 release in Japan, and we got it in 2007. It wasn't terrible, but they could have done better with it.
I never seen Dragon Knight, but I do remember Masked Rider, which was the American adaptation of Black RX. And
Dragon Knight was good. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. Just okay.
Masked Rider, as a kid, I loved it because
It was a freaking power. It was a single Power Ranger, essentially.
yeah, it looked different from Power Rangers since they weren't in the spandex and it looked like actual armor, even though he looked like a giant bug. I just thought
It was a bug. It was
cool.
awesome. Oh, but looking back on it now, I'm like, oh, I can't believe I like that. Oof. And again, kids are stupid.
And with more foes news, we have the profile for our main character, Gentaro Kisaragi.
Looks like a douchebag.
He looks like a ripoff, not a ripoff, but a reject from The Outsiders.
Oh god, he reminds me of that one guy from Soul Calibur. Maxie, was it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he looks like freaking Maxie. We gotta do his. Oh my god, if you put them side by side, it's like they brought him to life.
But about our new Kamen Rider, he is a recently transferred student to Amanogawa Academy. Excuse me for butchering the name, but I'm American. And
America!
And he declares that he's going to become friends with everybody in the school.
Really? That's kind of a dumb dream, but go on.
And he meets up with Kengo Utahoshi as if it was destined for them to meet. And Gentaro receives the foe's driver and starts the Kamen Rider Club in school.
How does he get the foe's driver? That's what I want to know. Oh my god.
And there's also a clear picture of the foe's driver. It will pop up around here right now.
Oh,
there's
a damn bulldozer.
They also have the information for the Astro switches release.
Ass. Emphasis on the ass.
Which operate different mechanics on foe's suit. Such as his right arm becomes a rocket for him to fly around and shit.
Why? Shouldn't that be on his back?
The right leg becomes a missile launcher.
That should be his left arm.
His left arm is a radar so that he can locate the monsters.
That should be in his helmet.
And his left leg, excuse me, is a drill for his rider kick.
The drill should be on his right arm, and his left leg should have an afterburner for the rider kick. That's just me. I think it just seems like they jumbled the parts up. Like, oh wait, this goes here, and this goes here, and this goes here, and this and this and this, and we've created a monster.
And you're gonna get to see Kamen Rider foes in Kamen Rider OOO's movie that's going to be released with the Gokaijers movie.
I'm not wincing at everything else, just foes.
And there's also a rumor. It's just a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. But there are rumors that Lady Gaga might sing Kamen Rider Foes' opening.
I'm sorry. I suffered a mild stroke. Could you repeat that?
Lady Gaga, of Bad Romance fame, might be singing the theme for Kamen Rider Foes.
Oh, Oh my god, it's the end of the world. I knew it. The Mayans, the Mayans were right. 2012.
And
This is when we die.
this is just a rumor. There's no confirmation or anything yet.
It better just stay a rumor.
If anything is found out, a little annotation will pop up around here, and all these stories are coming from JE Fusion, the Japanese entertainment blog. So go to jefusion.com for Tokusatsu news, just Japanese entertainment like anime or even models, for those of you that are into that kind of thing. And anyway, on to, let's see. As you can see, we're very prepared. Kamen Rider OOO's onto something good.
Yeah, Kamen Rider OOO's.
Sadly, the series is almost at an end.
Ooh.
With about 9 weeks left, Kamen Rider OOO's is going to end on August 29th, 2011. And it's going to be
had such a good run with it too.
It's going to be a sad day because OOO's is an amazing series.
I'll be quite honest with you. When we first saw the intro, we just thought. My thought was Kamen Rider Stoplight, red, yellow, green. But it got really good. The opening when we first saw it, it was kind of like odd. I mean, you'd think like, oh, each one of them has a medal, so they might all get to control the belt. That wasn't the case, but that was just like weird thinking on my part. But the medal system is probably the most incredible thing I've ever seen. So many customizable ways to do it. I mean, we haven't seen I haven't seen anything for the Putateri Ta outside of just the full combo. Have you?
No.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, they could do Taka, Torikera, Tirano, or Sai, Cheetah, or Sai, Tora, Tirano, or something like that. I mean, we haven't seen anything other than just the full combo. But, I mean, other than that, everything else has been really good. The storyline was great. The villains, actually had a lot more personality than I've seen in any other show. Have you?
I love all the characters in Kamen Rider OOO's. Especially the president.
Oh, happy birthday! I love that. That is I wouldn't be surprised if he could be if he turned out to be an evil Kamen Rider. I'm like, oh boy,
I could see that. Or if it was a completely comedic series, he'd be like Kamen Rider Cake or something, since he's obsessed with baking cakes.
Yeah, or Kamen Rider Oven, or Pan or whatever. I don't know, anything involving making cake or something like that. He's probably one of my favorite characters, other than the Greeds. Oh my god, the Greeds!